Hi everyone, namaste. I'm Loftis of Nuit, Astrology. Welcome to your planetary energy forecast for the week of April the 10th, 2023. Now this is a really fascinating week. We start out with some really beautiful blessing energy. And so keep that in mind, that if you have some good opportunities and can get some flow going at the beginning of the week, you should really engage with it, because a lot of times easeful aspects or luck can make us lazy, can make us think that that door will open again or we'll have the opportunity again. But the answer is to really engage with the positive energy, right? And part of that positive energy is going to be Venus flowing with Pluto. And then we've also got a beautiful connection coming up between the Sun and Jupiter. Now remember, whenever something meets the sun, it has this like period of coming together and kind of getting fried through the experience, and then kapow, it gets empowered, right? And so when that happens with Mercury, it's a much slower kind of process and we don't necessarily feel it as strongly as we're gonna feel when Jupiter does this, okay? And so really pay attention to that. Now, again, because the way the astrology is configured, when things are not flowing with Pluto, within a few days, they're flowing beautifully with Saturn. And the same is the reverse is the same. If we have this beautiful flow with Pluto and Venus, by the end of the week, Saturn will be there, knocking on the door, trying to like bring a little integrity and structure to the thing. So everything is going to be put through this kind of gauntlet of the Pluto newly in Aquarius and the Saturn newly in Pisces energy, right? So let's hop into the week. So we start off with that sun coming together with Jupiter in Aries. Again, this can be a very brash energy, right? Very brash Aries energy, but it can also be empowering. It can be individuating, right? It is very action oriented. Watch headaches. Chiron is starting to move on, right? This is good, right? But still watch headaches. Make sure you're getting some vigorous exercise. You're moving any intensity that you're feeling or experiencing, that you're moving that in healthy ways through your body, all right? Don't overdo too, because that's another thing. That Sun Jupiter can make you like just so optimistic. Be realistic as well, not just optimistic. Be realistic, be practical. Don't take on too much. Don't overexpand so that you don't have the integrity to support whatever it is that you're engaging in. All right, on the 11th, we have Venus slipping into the sign of Gemini, okay? So she's been in Taurus, where she really loves, really grooves, has this blessing from Pluto, woohoo! Now she's into Gemini. And now she's like, I'm really chatty. I like to talk. I like to flirt, okay? So Venus in Gemini is a little bit lighthearted, a little bit more fun. But she's gonna get ready to get into a little tangle with the Saturn, so keep that in mind towards the end of the week. We do have that, because she has that trine to the Pluto, I do think it's kind of a good day for social experiences. The first couple days of the week, getting out, flirtations, transformation through like powerful meetings of people who groove with you, who have the same mindset as you, okay? And that, again, that Sun Jupiter will bring you into a little bit of positivity. Sagittarius moon square to the Neptune in Pisces. It's also going to sextile to the Saturn. So just watch, you could have kind of like again, that big mouth kind of thing, that over optimism, especially with Jupiter being the sign ruled by Sagittarius, and that Saggy moon, like really kind of over the top. So, go expand and then think, maybe do take it in just a little bit. All right. On the 13th, we've got a Capricorn moon squaring both the Jupiter and the Sun. All right, so a little bit of reality check here. It does send some nice energy to the Neptune. But again, we have another massive moon void. 2 days this week we have to pay attention to. The 13th, it's going to be moon void from 10:14 a.m. until 4:42 p.m. East Coast time. So mark that off. And then it will, of course, switch into Aquarius and meet Pluto, right? So, kind of a lot of energy, all right? The Venus begins to square the Saturn that day too, and so there's this little bit of a reality check moment. That fun and flirt might get a little bit, might get a little more foundation under it, but make sure you want to build a foundation under it. All right, the precise square is on the 14th from Venus and Gemini. And it will just help you to see where you're being unrealistic, right? Now on the 15th, we've got another long moon void day from 11:16 a.m. until 7 p.m. Eastern. So another massive moon void. Adjust this for your time zone so that you are not signing contracts or making commitments or like initiating some big important thing, because it will be kind of floaty and not stick. In fact, I had a fascinating text exchange with one of my dear spiritual sisters, Gracia. Shout out to Gracia. In the United States, Donald Trump got indicted during a moon void. The actual indictment, him turning himself in, all that stuff, all happened during a moon void. So stay tuned on that. Should be very interesting. That on the 15th, there is also really nice energy from the aqua moon. Of course, it will pass through that connection to Pluto, but then it will meet up with nice energy to the Jupiter and Sun in Aries. So take advantage of that. We finish up the week with a Pisces moon. So Pisces, it's going to connect with Saturn. Always brings a little bit of coldness and harshness. You Pisces people really monitor when the moon is in your sign so that you can know that when it comes through and touches Saturn, that you might just feel that little bit of depression or heaviness that seems a little extra, and you could at least understand, oh, that's what's happening. It's not that I'm not having a major issue. It's just that I'm feeling the coldness of my emotional body touching the Saturn, right? It is going to square the Venus and Gemini, which will amplify the square between the Venus and the Saturn. So take that into account. And it also has some positive energy with the Mars and with Mercury, which will help as we wrap up the week. So this week, we're leading into the first eclipse the following week. And so if you can gain some traction this week, I highly recommend that you do. All right, well, namaste. Thank you for watching. If you like this, please comment below or like or share. It helps the channel to grow, helps me to be able to continue to offer free content. And stay tuned for the tarot. Let's see what the tarot has to say about this week.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Let's take a quick look at the tarot for the week of April 10th. So, Lotus tarot spread, the Isis Lotus. 2 different ways to work with the energy. Pretty beneficial week, at least at the beginning. The end might have some challenges, but the beginning of the week should be pretty awesome. All right. So the first card that we pull, as you know, is the past, what's been going on. And this is the happy family card, okay? So we're trying to secure our personal happiness, but the happiness also of the people around us. We're trying to have a safe home, a good environment from which to grow, right? And then there's you, King of Wands. You're wanting to do something. There's something you want to initiate or take action on this week. And it could be just something you've been planning to do for a while, or it could be something that's spurred by a new circumstance, but it's definitely an initiation energy. Present environment is Ace of Pentacles. So you got to take some practical steps, all right? You have to understand what's going on with the finances, the time of year, what it is that you're up to, right? But that's a very positive environment in order to move forward. All right, those things come together. The culmination of those influences creates abundance. Yay. So, all right, we've got the 9 of Cups. So this is an indicator, oh yeah, this is really positive. Okay. Key card of the future, 7 of Cups, all right? You can do a few things really well, but you can't do everything well, all right? This is the card it's like going to a restaurant somewhere that's got 20 pages and they just can't do all that well, right? Got to make some choices here. So there's lots of options, all right? But make some decisions. And the modifiers for these are, on one side, you're moving in the right direction, right? You've had some breakdowns, some difficulties, some struggles, and now you're moving on. On the other side, we've got the King of Cups, all right? So we've got this environment, or this person, this could be you, or it could be someone you're around who's really got the emotional intelligence, is involved with helping and healing. So it's more like, okay, I've got to make some decisions. I'm either moving in a certain direction or I am embodying this healer energy. All right. Key card for the future, Page of Swords. So the potential to encounter somebody who's immature, to have problems with children this week, or problems with our creations in general. Whether it's your business is making you work really hard, or your children, or maybe it's you that need to be a little bit more mature. All right. So let's take a look at the modifiers for this one. So on one side, we've got temperance. All right, so we're moving in the right direction, but there has to be some moderation. There has to be some balance here. On the other side, with the King of Cups, we've got the Sun. Wow, so it's really important that it be a situation where we can be ourselves, where we can really embody our real, true desires, but also our talents and gifts. Paired with the Temperance card, we've got the Two of Swords. There's a lot of swords here. Not seeing something. All right, so you have a decision to make. You're moving in the right direction, and then there's a level of immaturity. You need to be balanced and temperate, but also make sure that you're not turning a blind eye to something that you know isn't going to work, or know isn't the right thing, and you just kind of hope it's going to work out. So you've got to really be discerning. Then over here, paired with the Sun, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so we've got the Independent Woman card. Like, she's making her own money. She's making her own decisions. She's taking care of what she needs to do, right? So I really feel like this this side of the reading, this King of Cups side of the reading, is definitely, seems like the more easeful way to deal with the energy. All right, so over here on the Six of Cups side, Ten of Swords. Wow. So, and then there's going to be a failure. So if you're moving in that direction, if you're willfully not seeing things, if you're being immodest or not balanced in your approach, if you're being immature, then there will be an ending that will yield a new beginning. It might feel like a negative experience, but it will free you up in some way. On the other side here, we've got the Page of Cups. So really something exciting, like a new beginning that is, it's very creative in nature and also just really fulfills you. With the Ten of Swords, we've got the Empress. Wow, so we've got an ending here, but yet in this ending, there's fertility, there's birth, there's creation. And over here with the Page of Cups, the Two of Cups, so something perfect coming forward. Really interesting week. So as I told you, at the beginning of the week, it's really, things are flowing. And at the end of the week, we particularly have that difficulty with Venus and Saturn. And so it could be, if when you're in this period of indecision and trying to decide what you want, if you're just being escapist in any ways, or just trying to like just wade through to something else, I think that'll be, could be some difficulty, but through that difficulty, you will see something that you want to create. The other option is that you really embrace this idea of who you are and what it is that you're meant to do. And you take personal responsibility, right? All of this comes from this place of like, don't be immature. And so if you take that personal responsibility, embody your gifts and skills and really bring that forward and move towards those things that are emotionally fulfilling, something really positive will happen. All right. Pretty clear delineation for the week. So I hope you found this useful and helpful, and I'll see you next week.